Cause that's, oh my gosh.
I don't understand, I don't know why I'm this way, it's like this every time. And I'm so up, but it's fine,
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're taking a look at BI's loved performance film. I really try to stay on top of a couple of artists that I've reacted to in the recent comebacks, and BI is one of them. I've been kind of waiting for a dance practice or something of that nature because he's been promoting a new album, it looks like. So I am excited to take a look at this. I have not heard the song and I have not seen any of these promotions on purpose, just so I can get a truly blind reaction to this and analysis. So let's go ahead and take a look.
I just need a look in the mirror, need a wish in my pocket, always stretching the truth, and I need to learn to be honest. 억지로 숨죽일 뻔 허탈함에 갇혔네. I had a love but I lost it. I've got some shit I should mention, pretend my ego is I love attention, and I'll say no but I'm lying. No picture that's so sweet. You 없어 이제 기분 매일매일 끝에 왜 웃기는 자처해. I don't understand, I don't know why I'm this way, it's like this every time. And I'm so up, but it's fine. I just find somebody to blame, and then I say I just need a look in the mirror, need a wish in my pocket, always stretching the truth, and I need to learn to be honest.
So we have Korean guys in the front, white guys in the back. Y'all let me know who these people are, cause that's, oh my gosh. I love the fact that he's wearing white and everybody else is in all black. Sheesh, that was beautiful. That was so nice. I think out of all the artists, I think BI is the most consistent in the sense of matching the overall texture and integration of posture. It just vibes so well, or who he chooses or who choreographs it. He does such a good job integrating himself into the choreography, regardless if he's a choreographer or not. And it just matches the song so well, and it vibes so well. It's just overall, it's definitely, he's one of the more captivating artists to me personally when he has a comeback like this, where you get to, and I said this about one of his previous ones, it was a request. It's just really enjoyable to watch BI be an artist, truly, because I know with his time in Icon, you have to match concepts and you have to be from, you know, you're in an entertainment agency, so they kind of get way more of a say in what you do. But here he gets to stand on his own 2 feet and demonstrate what he deems for himself as an artist. So I absolutely loved. I absolutely love this a lot, and I'm excited to kind of just talk about why, honestly. So how they set this up in the beginning. So I know it sounded a little weird when I said there's like 4 white guys and like 4 Asian guys or Korean guys. And normally, well, up until now, I've only seen 82, or I've only seen Koreans. Or Asians with BI. So it's the first time I'm seeing a more international pool of backup dancers for him. And I think that's really cool. It matches the aesthetic. I'm assuming this doesn't look like it was filmed in Korea. It looks like it was filmed abroad. There's good chances the dancers here are, you know, they may be a part of a group in some way. I don't know. Please let me know if you know more information. But I love, all of them held their own, and it was so nice and beautiful, and everybody just meshed really well with BI, and BI meshed well with them. So I love that he's the only one that looks up. They all come up and down. So notice that they're all framing towards the inside. It's so nice where you have your floor facing the inside and then you have floor directly facing outside. So it just feels very full with your center points. Kind of spider-esque a little bit, which is kind of fun. And they all go, the tension here on like all of the instrumentation is represented. His tone is represented from his presence. Also, I'll make the note again. I love the fact that it looks like he's just worn, you know, and I think just that kind of imagery of what he's wearing is really nice and matches the aesthetic he wants to go for. And when you think about the pocket that they're choosing to explore, it is clean, it's crisp, but there's a lot of tension that's built out through a lot of their movement, and I think it integrates well with the concept they're trying to go with here. You know, they even go into a Z set. I love that. Dun, 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 dun. That was tricky going from Z set and pressing up using the hip flexors to get up, but they're doing it in such a really nice, in a ripple way, and he's looking around and kind of we're playing it a little bit to where he's triggering them to come up. And right there, the meltdown over, you know, just the tension right here. So you notice too, like how he specifically, you could see the flexation of his neck as he creates that tension with his chest. And it's just little details like that I'm just so enthralled about, where you have people like looking. So this was done in public, but like, look, these people, I don't think they're not extras. They're filming this mess in public, you know. And I love that love that I lost, right? Yeah. And that right there, dun dun boom boom, right there into a little mix of some house, a loose leg, tapping it over. It's just, this just makes me, I wonder if Young Bean choreographed this one as well. I'm not sure. It gives that kind of vibe, but I'm not going to assume. Never going to assume. I mean, sometimes I do assume, let's be honest. But I'm saying, like, for here, I want to be open-minded that it could be other people, but this does have similar fingerprints that we've seen from Young Bean from 82 in his other stuff. It's why I'm kind of reading it's just more chill. Also a little bit of Tarzan too in this. Just 82 vibe, but it's okay if it's not, because I love how 82 does it, and I know that they're not the ones that they're not the only ones that do that style. So it could be those who are here. I just think it's really fun to see them all. They're kick boom. It's just how they're choosing to go and pace through it, and just everybody's matching well for all this. Down, hit, and then they built it up with the upper body, and that's why it made it look more fuller. It's just so satisfying. The turnaround and having my back four transition and having my front four transition after, creating a moment, but then they all get to their beat, ding ding, he pulls with both. And he's facing the back. Everyone's facing the front, so it's a beautiful line that's happening here, but he's the one he's still the focal point, even though everybody's kind of doing the same thing, even though not only he's doing both arms, but he's turned around and face the back, so that's super fun. You know, it's just, he's done a great job of being able to maintain focus for the audience and seeing everybody being able to have a lot of this. They're very clean in how they execute it, but also you just have to think through, like, they're using the chest to pull through their transitions, and that's why it gives that yearning look, because a lot of times when you're yearning for something, your body has this visceral reaction to want to grab it, you know, and that's why those types of textures matter in concepts like this. And I think that they're doing a fabulous job. BI specifically, he really has. He's always done that, because he really takes the stewarding of his own work very seriously. It's a very intimate thing for him. So I'm very thankful that we get to see this. That I bleed out with the foot at the tail end of that, really nice. And also having them look down, and then they create this groove here. This is another one of those grooves that feels very feels very 82 in influence. But it's just nice where he's the only one that did the arms there in the transition, but everybody did the same legs to help with the transition. So the focal point is still with him. Also notice he is wearing, it looks like some zebra shoes, and everyone is in all black, sporting some Nikes over here. But I love it that they're all in all black. He's the only one that has any pop of any other neutral. And I think that's enough in these instances, you know? A lot of it's in unison. That would be my one note too. Transitions look great, but honestly too, with this type of track, at least with this visual, because it's so short too, his dance performances are a little bit shorter, which part of me is like, oh, I want more, and part of me is like, beautiful with what the track is and everything. But I think it's interesting that this one is operating more in unison than a lot of his other tracks that we've seen. Or maybe it's not, it didn't cut into other excerpts of different sceneries or other things like that. That's probably why it feels a little bit more in unison here. But I like it though. Like, it doesn't feel like we're copying out of content, or we're compromising, or the balance is off. It feels very balanced, where I think it's totally appropriate for us to have these moments where they're all vibing out together, and then their transitions are, he's integrating more key focal points with his upper body and everybody else is not, with the absence of that. But you can see, like, when they're all together, because they replicate each other's postures so well, that's why the unison works, is that there's some crispiness, not crispiness, there is some captivation behind the unison way that they're going about doing it, if that makes sense. But they're not doing it for so long. He's making these great moments where he's pulling and pushing and using those to help enhance the unison, I think is my point too. Even here too, like, even though he's one of the only ones, there's a couple others that are walking this way, but most are facing that way. And half of them are, it just looks like they get to make their own choice, just know dynamically whether they need to be high or low. I just love that, you know? And right there, it says dun 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 in smooth. So I love moments like this because it allows the dancers to be themselves within the confines of the structure of what was given, but it's still, they're able to kind of feel it in their own way, because not everybody feels angst and not everybody feels yearning or feels not being loved or being loved the same. So it's really nice to have these little pockets here, because it does showcase a more authentic representation of how people can feel in these feelings. So I love that whenever choreographers allow that, and also when dancers commit to that, and the artist also commits to that as well, you know? That right there was such a nice intimate moment before they shot back up. It was so quick, but I love that. And then right there, da-da. Right there, when you hear that little beat right here, let me go ahead. It's just that little pull, boom, the transition them back over here. I think it was super smart. And then he used his chest, boom, switch with the hips. And then he accents with the chest, but that was more of his choice. But everyone's still getting to be themselves, but they're hitting the same sound context together well. You know, like they're all hitting the same posture wheelhouse well, you know, but they still look like individual people, which is very nice in this type of concept. Lost, yeah, comes back up. Then it goes back over. Doom. Notice that he had more, his toes were lifted a little bit more. Could be because of his shoes that we saw that a little bit more clearly. Drop down, little toe tap in the back, crossover out. I just have always appreciated with BI, with the choreographies that he has, whether it's collaborative or it's who he chooses, but just the use of the torso in opposition to the legs is always so incredibly captivating. Or not, I mean, yeah, it's captivating, but I'm saying, even though I've seen a ton of this work at this point, or I've seen so much dance and analyzed so much dance on the channel, sometimes it's just really nice for it to just feel good and it match the aesthetic of the track, you know. And I'm reacting to Street Dance China, and this is a note I made when I was doing a full episode reaction for Patreon, was one of the captains, Ding, he is really conscious of music and integrating your pocket, your craft, your artistry with your music. It's a collaborative thing. It's like this. It's not a here's you, here's the music. It's not supposed to work like that really ever. And so he really cares about the musicality and how you choose to steward your music. And here is something I've always appreciated about BI, is that there's so much integration of self into it, regardless if it's in his comfort zone or out of his comfort zone. And it's a full package with everybody involved. I love that. Ding, 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 ding. It's just really nice, but it has fullness to it because of how they're going about attacking it. That was so nice. Da da da. Just having the more of an isolation where the head to the hips is not super attacking, but it's more of an extremity focus. But the transition was so quick and seamless, and it just felt full because of the staging, as well as the isolation really created that cleanliness and tact for that part. It was so nice. Then it's with the kicks and the steps, it's just, and the heel digs and the toe taps are just so nice to this. And where he's the only one that's gone really full there and everyone else is more subtle. turns around, boom, still having his own moment. Everyone else is just kind of traveling back to their spot. He's having his moment, being more extroverted in movement. Smart choice, and I think it was important for the dancers to be more subtle in their transition in order to allow BI, regardless, even though he's wearing something slightly different, allowing him that moment because it is his track, and the camera guy really helping with that as well. Everybody dropping back down to the beginning. He looks tired. We know he's not tired. Of course you can get tired doing this, but more of this is the character that he's playing, of that yearning and that just that lethargic. Sometimes it's to ask for love or to be loved is hard, and sometimes to not get love is hard. So it's like the weightiness of the responsibility of love is what it feels like to me, you know. And this was great. I mean, I think it was definitely a more chill interpretation of the track, but the track itself is chill, and you know, and I think that it matched beautifully. And it was, as always, it's such a joy to take a look at BI's work and being able to just appreciate it with you guys, as well as the discussions that will naturally follow with this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. These are so wonderful to watch, especially BI. I try to keep my notifications on for his channel specifically, just to make sure that I'm on top of when he has new releases, because I appreciate not only his music, I appreciate the concept videos they choose to do with it, because it matches so well, and he's consistently competent in the intimacy of the tracks that he chooses to showcase in a performance way. And it's something that I always love to appreciate. And so that's why you don't have to ever, if you're somebody on Patreon, you never have to ask really for any new BI stuff. I got you. Anything he comes out with, I'm gonna naturally want to look at. But any of his older things, if I don't have time for it, that's always a really great suggestion, because I love watching artists like BI specifically be able to showcase their craft and really hone in on it in such a beautiful way. If you want to check out more K-pop, if you want to see any of my content early or as I make it, Patreon is the way to go. But if you're somebody that you're totally okay with whatever gets posted on YouTube every day, that's totally fine. Eventually everything that's on Patreon, if it's not copyrighted or blocked on YouTube, will make its way to YouTube in due time. But I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.